Good afternoon, Shankara TV viewers, and welcome you all to this concluding episode, my serial talk on the subject, the power of positive thinking. Well, viewers, this is my concluding episode, and I would like to summarize and conclude with whatever I have told you in my earlier episodes to make my points very clear and drive home the views and my opinions on positive thinking. Basically, when I started, I told everyone that we are divine, we are powerful, and that logic I carry today, because that logic aham brahmasmi or asavadityo brahma brahmaiva ahamasmi is pregnant with meanings, a revelation beyond human imagination. It is not a simple two sentence or a single sentence structure. When an infinite dot banged and created this vast universe of billions of stars and suns, when a 0 point energy in a vacuum is infinite in any given volume, when we see a small butterfly, when it flaps its wing due to palpitation, a weakling creature with its delicate wings, it also sets in motion certain causes that creates a hurricane in the Atlantic. All these things are said by famous rishis and physicists, not empty talks. That means we have that power. The power should be harnessed. The power should be harnessed to our benefit. The power of visualization, the power of affirmations, the power of positive thinking, the power tools given to us like meditation, like pranayama, like introspections. With all these powers, I am very confident that we can achieve what we want, because we are divine. We are connected to the divine. Our body sends signal to the universe. Steve Vack's experiments prove that my cell, cultured 30-40 miles away, behave the same way in which my cells behaves as if it were in my body. That means we are all interconnected. The electron, measurement of one, entangled pair, measurement of one changes the other irrespective of vast distances, more than billions of light years away. Einstein's equation may not work here when changes are immediate, greater than speed of light. That means what? In this vast universe, when our earth and stars and galaxies float in vacuum, and in that vacuum the 0 point, at that 0 point energy is infinite. What does it mean? You can draw those energies from the vacuum through this earth. The energy is available in this cosmos. You can draw, that is what I wanted to say. You can draw those energies like noble thoughts, guarding them, letting them into your mind. When it enters, then you are the infinite. You will enter into a stage of bliss. You have experienced bliss. I told you in my previous episode, when you win a match or win a prize or win the first rank in the class or in the entrance examination, that momentary bliss can be permanent. When at that momentary bliss, are you aware of another stage called sorrow? No, you are not aware. You are enjoying that bliss per se beautifully, fully. Same way you can be in that bliss permanently and fully. That can happen only through power of positive thinking. And this power of positive thinking, let noble thoughts pour from all sides, happens only if you dispel first your negative thoughts, which some of us in our middle ages or senior citizens would have developed, imbibed, inculcated due to passage of time by mistake or error, whatever method it is. So once we start dispelling, what happens is the air naturally flows in and occupies the balloon. The air naturally comes and occupies the balloon, the negative thoughts go away, then you are filled with positive thoughts, positivity, and then you become infinite. That is the law, that is the science. The science is very clear, God is with you. The power of positive thinking, once it enters you, you are God. you become divine. You become total kind, total love, without anger, without jealousy, without hatred. All those evil emotions, all those evil, negative, karmic emotions will be burnt and powdered, and they no longer will occupy the realm of your mind, the space in your mind. They would even not dare to come in, because that is the stage where you experience bliss. Whatever bliss it is, the total bliss. That is what an impartial God does to us. He has given us the tools. Use those tools. Use that logic, and that logic, whatever we are trapped in the body, that senses will reap for a temporary period of 90 years or 100 years. Because once your Atma, your life force, your energy mixes itself with space, it cannot be differentiated from the body of a body in the T.S.VISWANATHAN's body, or Einstein's body, or lion's body, or tiger's body, because everything gets mixed. As a drop of water, if I pour into the ocean, which belongs to this cup, I do not know, it gets mixed. The air in the balloon, when I empty it, it gets mixed in the air, in the vast air. Which air belongs to this particular balloon? I do not know, nobody knows, it gets mixed. Similarly, your Atma will get mixed. But once you are trapped in the body with the matter, whatever you possess, you have to enjoy that bliss. That is what the motive is. That 80 or 90 years of your life in this world has to be lived blissfully in whatever spheres of bliss you want to experience, whether in business, whether in science, whether in arts, in music, in literature, whatever it is. And not on those negative areas like terrorism, killing people, saying God wants me to kill him, say God has commanded me to kill him, using a convenient tool, God, and killing others for his own pleasure. Absolutely wrong. No God will ask anybody to kill anybody. Terrorism has to be eschewed, shun out. And only thing you can shun out a terrorism is to reform terrorists into the concept of positive thinking, where positive thinking means it includes noble thoughts. Let noble thoughts pour from all sides. Ano badraha kritavo yantu vishwataha. This is what the Rig Veda says. Let it pour from all sides. So let the nobility go, let the nobility proceed in its fullest extent, so that we humans discover ourselves as divine. And once you are in the presence of divine, in the midst of divine, the bliss you enjoy is infinite. No terrorist will kill another man if God physically comes and presents before him. Because he does not have that faith in that God, he kills. His faith in the God is totally nil. He simply says he has faith in the God to achieve his political ends, to achieve his political ambition. He wants to rule a particular region. So these terrorists who have violence cannot have, unless you shun terrorism per se, in total, you cannot have positive thoughts. Similarly, I have told you all those negative thoughts. I have given you the wonderful example of Bhagavan Krishna in Uddhava Gita. Throw away your ego, because once you have your ego, the ego will attract all the other negative birds, stronger birds than ego, hatred, anger, jealousy, divorce, terrorism, arguments, hatred on other human beings. It will attract. Just like the meat in the beak of the bird attracts other stronger birds, your ego in your mouth or in your mind will attract other negative egos bigger than your own ego, and then you will perish. Bhagavan says, Krodhat bhavati sammoha. I have given you the verse. Sammohat smriti vibhramaha smriti bhramshat buddhinasho buddhinashat pranashyati. You perish. So the point is, you have to dispel these negative thoughts, burn them in your mind. Imagine that you are collecting them in your basket or in your carton box, and then putting them aside and burning them with camphor. Burn them so that it is powdered, and then put that powder into a water, into a river or into a sea. Finished. You have no connection with those negative emotions whatsoever from today. When you start practicing that, What is left with you? You are divine, I have told you. So, you have to be divine. If you are divine, you are powerful. If you are powerful, you have the bliss. The logic is simple. I have explained to you to the best of my ability from the Vedas, from the Upanishads, from the physics available to us about all the relationships, the relations which all these forces have on us. Physics to Vedas, everything is interconnected. The physics is built on the Vedas. Vedas is much earlier. So, if you study those Vedas and Upanishads, you would really come to a very big understanding of even physics, of even what the purpose of our life is, who we are. You will dwell yourself, delve deep, dwell in all those areas of mastery, the areas of positive thinking, the areas of goodness. You will come to the correct logical conclusions because your intuitions will drive you. Intuitions empowered by the cosmic forces through your meditative ability or through your pranayama ability. It will imbibe through your introspective ability. It will imbibe cosmic forces. You get yourself empowered and you will drive out all these things because I am telling you, you are divine. I have given you a perfect example. Certain business people like Bill Gates or Dhirubhai Ambani or Steve Jobs are naturally embedded, inherited with these divine powers. They may not even realize that they have the divine powers in them. And because of that natural embedding of those divine powers, their intuitions tell them to take an action. When their intuitions guided by those divine powers tell them to take an action, that action becomes 100% successful. So, they become a successful businessman. Similarly, in the case of science, in the case of physics, in the case of mathematics, where Srinivasa Ramanujam had the natural inherited divine power in him, the divine intuition in him, which enabled him to solve mathematics, not by training. That is natural. The other can be induced. Induced in the sense you can meditate, introspect, do pranayamams and derive those cosmic forces from nature, from the divine nature, and you also will become powerful. The classic example which I gave you was that of from physics, from uranium. Some uranium naturally decay, they give out energy, nuclear fission, radioactive energy. Other uraniums have to be induced, bombarded with neutrons, further neutrons. Then they start having that fission process, then they give out the energy. So, one set of neutrons, one set of uranium have the natural process of disintegrating and giving out nuclear energy. Some other neurons, some other uraniums have to be bombarded with neurons and induced to give out the radioactive energy. Likewise are we. Some naturally embedded uraniums are like Bill Gates or Dhirubhai Ambani or Tatas or Birlas. Normal people like us have to be induced, like the induced uranium. So, we have to be bombarded with divine thoughts through meditation. So, we induce ourselves and become like them, because we all come from the nature, we all come from matter, we are all made up of stardust. The stardust which when you gaze at the sky, you see those millions of stars, we are all made up of those stardust. The atoms of Jesus Christ may be flowing in my body, the atoms of Buddha may be flowing in my body, the moleculars of Sri Krishna Bhagavan may be flowing in my body, because these chakras do go, change the form and circulate. Simple. It cannot, matter cannot be created or destroyed. It is a well settled law in physics. Antonio Lavoisier says, Antonio Lavoisier, a French physicist, a royal man, a royal prince from France, he discovered, proved, and that is a proof even existing today. Nobody can disprove it. Matter cannot be created or destroyed. If you are made up of matter of anybody, say Buddha, we are also Buddha. The point is, we have to receive that enlightenment. The mind is that which makes the difference. The mind is different from the matter. The mind is the cosmic divine, the divine force. It is up to you. Don't throw what is known as cow dung on the diamond. The diamond can never shine. Even if you cut it brilliantly with latest cutting machines and place it on a table, the diamond will shine brilliantly, because it has multiple, manifold, millions of faces. But if you put a cow dung on it, the diamond will not shine. You are covering that diamond with negative emotions like a cow dung. The negative emotions you have created. You have thrown the cow dung on the diamond. That is why it is not shining. So, to make it shine, remove the cow dung. If you are naturally it is cut, it will shine. Otherwise, you take a diamond and cut it, polish it, like throwing neutrons on the uranium, then it will shine. After shining, don't throw the cow dung on it. How will it shine? That means the law of physics, the philosophical laws, the emotional laws, or whatever laws we have, are all one and the same. They go only to the same point. The same point is, you are divine, you are powerful. So, there is nothing for you to say that you are at poverty, nothing for you to say that you are sick, nothing for you to say that you are weak. It is impossible, because you are working hard to become poor. You are working hard to become sick. You yourself are working hard to come to a negative stage, whereas your natural state is a positive, blissful state. There is no two opinions on this. Your natural state is a positive, blissful state, and that is why you are called as Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman. Therefore, one should not work negatively. It is not necessary you work positively, but first don't work negatively. Negatively don't tell your children, you are not studying, you are a lazy boy. Don't condemn him. Don't condemn your factory worker, you are a poor worker, you come late, you are lazy, you are inefficient, you are incapable, you have not produced the output, you come late, you go early, you are not concentrating. These are all some of the words I find in factory level supervisors using on their workers. You are only shunning him, you are only directly striking at his heart. He will produce negative emotions, you are also getting negative, he will also getting negative. Instead of that, say, my dear man, please come early, you will get bonus or promotion. My dear man, you are capable of doing very well, but next time do better than this. My dear man, instead of going at 5 o'clock, can you please go at 5:15 today? My dear man, you are always working hard, but I want you to work harder than what you work now. Don't tell him you are lazy. You see, everything is within you. Everything is within you to motivate the other man. Everything is within you to what is known as spew out positivity. Everything is within you to build a beautiful kingdom of positive thoughts. And what happens? Well, you will be the universe. You will have the universal power. You will have the universal space. We are working in cyberspace. In cyberspace, there are no limitations. In our own computer world today, we have what is known as cyberspace. Is there any boundary in cyberspace? So, you are operating without boundary. There is no set boundaries for you. There are no goalposts for you. You are operating freely with infinite power. So, my dear viewers, the sum and substance is, whatever we are divine. Remove all those negative emotions of criticizing others, finding fault with others, hating others, having jealousy on others, getting angry on others, arguing with others. All this only spews out negative electricity, energy, and this will not take you anywhere. It will only lead you and the others to pit. they will all fall in pit of depression and sorrow. Try to motivate, try to change your language first, try to yourself changing yourself first, then express yourself positively. You are very clever, you can do better, you can earn more, you can get much more marks. If you are on time, you will be Einstein, or on time you will be a college professor. If you are honest, you can earn more. If you are on time to school, your principal will appreciate you. If you work hard, you will be a doctor. Likewise, if you can communicate, spew modern, positive, powerful words instead of negative words, changing ourselves, throwing away our ego and anger. If you throw ego, the anger also goes away, because anger is responsible for all your harsh words. Because you develop anger in your brain, your mind, it boils, it simmers, and when anger simmers, all the hates, the criticism, the jealousy, and you just give nurture to those negative thoughts. That man is poor, that man is rich, that man has stolen my money, that man is criticizing me, that man is hating me, I have to hate him, I have to give a tit for tat, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. All these things will be indoctrinated in your brain. Shun them out, shun your ego and reset it to zero from today. Reprogram, rewire your brain, your mind, your thought process like a zero based budgeting. Reprogram, set it to zero, introspect, meditate, and then the intuition will tell you which path to take. It's a step by step process, depending on the coatings you have received over a period of time in your life on your thoughts. It depends on that. If it is like a terrorist, I have already told you, they will have coated with bricks and mortars, thick concrete. You will have to take a hammer, whip it out, break it, and then take out the diamond. That is your thought, pure thought from inside. If it is a normal man, you would have only put a cow dung, so you can take by your hand, wash it and clean it. Matter is very simple. Still normal man, some dust would have settled, okay, wipe the dust and he will shine. There are different levels and different stages are there for each groups or each set or each races of people. So work on one thing. The one thing is shun this ego, shun the anger, shun all the negativities in you like criticism, finding fault, hating others. Think on one positive way. The world, sarve janaha sukhino bhavanto. Beautiful words in our Vedas. Sarve janaha sukhino bhavanto. Let all people be happy. I will also be happy, because I am included in all people. So naturally I will also be happy if all are happy. My dear friends, one thing I am telling you, I will come to the conclusion of this lecture very shortly of this serial topic, but before that I would like you to read our texts, our Upanishads, our Vedic structures, our Vedic scriptures, our thoughts of our sages, our books, before we dwell upon the books of foreigners. Especially I would say you read our Vedas, you read our Bhagavad Gita, you read our Uddhava Gita, you read the thoughts of our living legend, the learned sage Sringeri Mat Pidhatipati Sri Bharatatirtha Mahaswamigal. His books are so lovely in Sanskrit, a living legend in Sanskrit. You will understand the world, the process, the positive thinking process. So written in chaste Sanskrit that there can be no authority today living better than him in Sanskritam, and his thoughts. So nicely they have written, they have brought those books. Please read those books. Please read those books of Kanchi Mahaperiva, the sage who speaks. In Tamil they say Daivatin Kural. Nehru has written Discovery of India, but he has gone far, far beyond that. I have his 17 volumes gifted to me. What wonderfully he has explored the knowledge of the world. Kindly read our books before reading Pigou and Mayers or Keith Davis or Rene Descartes, however they pronounce it, or Sigmund Freud. They all come to our thoughts only finally. If you think our thoughts are elder, our thoughts are older than these thoughts. They exist for 7, 8, 9, 10,000 years. These thoughts of Western philosophers are 700, 600, 700, 800 years. The knowledge and the structure of our books, because I am exposed to both these cultures, is wonderful. Wonderful, pregnant with meaning that somebody else should come out openly and discuss them. It is not that simply they are written in Sanskritam, beautiful. 7, 8,000, 9,000 years back, if they originate, when the entire world was living in cannibalism, what is the level of philosophy and science and maturity our society, this great land has? This great land, this is called Hindustan. A Hindu can be a Muslim, a Christian, a Parsi, a Sikh, or a Vedantist. It is a Sanskritam name, that is all. Stan means place. Persians call people living on the other side of river Sindhu as Hindus because they can't produce Sa, so they produce Ha. That means when we read from our culture, our texts, our sages, the development will be rapid. Then you can also read, not that you have to shun Western science and Western philosophy, I do not say that. Everything, I do not want to criticize, everything has its own beauty and magnanimity and wonders, there is no doubt. But to start with, start appreciating our culture, start reading these wonderful books, know Sanskritam. Without Sanskritam, you cannot understand philosophy. That is my earnest view. A Sanskritam has to be learned to understand philosophy in its fullest. Even Max Muller, Maurice Bloomfield, Coleridge, all the Schrodinger, all those people learned Sanskritam and even translated our Rig Vedas. 47 years it took for Kenneth T. Griffith to translate Rig Vedas sitting in Ooty. Wonderful people were there, there is no doubt on that. The point is, we have to learn our text, grow with our mother's milk, grow with us, grow with our culture first. When you grow with your culture, your language, your nation, the biggest, the powerful, the most wonderful nation, that is the Hindu Rashtra, the Hindustan. It is the Sanskritam name for Hindu, the English name is India. And that is what Mahatma Gandhi says, an Indian can be a Muslim, a Sikh, a Parsi, a Hindu, a Vedantist, but we are all Indians. So that is what I am saying, our culture has brought magnanimity, our culture has imbibed lot of other cultures too. Our culture never said go out, our culture never said kill him, kill that man belonging to that race, no. Please read the books of our living legends now, the great saints who are living right now. Their books, our Vedas, our Uddhav Gitas, everything kindly read, so that it would develop us into commanding heights in positive thinking, and positive thinking is required very much. Before I conclude, my dear viewers, I would like to thank immensely Shankara TV for their excellent support in propagating this idea, this concept, the support they gave me in telecasting this serial, The Power of Positive Thinking. It started in May 6th, 2017, and today it has ended. I thank their production team, their cameraman, their technicians, their editing department, all the persons involved in making this serial a very good success. I thank Shri Gopal Ratnam of Sheshai Paper for sponsoring a part amount for this serial, and I thank all of you for watching this serial. And any comments, any feedbacks you want, you can contact Shankara TV who would give you my phone number, and you can contact me. Thanking you all once again, wishing you all a very bright future, and may positivity rule, rule and rule. Thank you all. Namaste.